Indian squash legend Saurav Ghosal hangs up his racket after a stellar 22-year professional career. While he's stepping away from the gruelling PSA Tour, Ghoshal remains committed to representing India at multi-sport events. Ghoshal's retirement signifies a changing of the guard in Indian squash. He leaves behind an impressive legacy, including 10 PSA titles, multiple Asian Games and Commonwealth Games medals, and a historic climb into the world's top 10 rankings. In a recent interview with NNIS Sports, Saurav Ghosal opened up about his decision. This wasn't a sudden choice. I've been contemplating it since the Asian Games last year. Mentally and physically, I felt drained and needed time to recover. It's definitely tough to call it quits after such a long journey, he admitted. But looking ahead, I believe this is the right decision for me at this stage.
No, firstly, thank you for having me on the show. No, I've been thinking about this for a while, especially since the Asian Games last year. Just felt that, mentally and physically I was running on fumes and kind of needed some time to get away from the game and let the body and mind heal. So, yeah, I've been thinking about it for the last few months, and it's not an easy decision, obviously, because I've done this for so long. But I feel like, thinking about it in the long run, this is probably the right decision to take at this point in time. No, I don't think about it, that it's hasty or anything. Obviously, you decide internally, but then when it goes out to the world, it still hits you. I've done this for so long, so it's very difficult to let go of something and to let go of a life which I've been leading for the last 20 odd years. So it hits you, and I'm no person that's immune to that. So that happens, but I don't think it's a hasty decision. I did take my time. I deliberated for a while with the people around me, and only then that I came, to taking this decision. I think it's a bit of everything, really. I have to accept that, I'm going to be 38 later this year. So the week in, week out grind of the professional tour is something that's difficult to deal with. The life of a professional player is not easy to live as well. I've been doing it for so long. So that kind of takes a toll on you mentally. So that is something that I had to kind of contend with regards to my decision. Obviously, I haven't been able to spend a lot of time with family or with over all these years. So that is a factor as well. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things. And at the end of the day, I've really enjoyed my journey on the professional tour for all these years, and I didn't want it to come to an end where I wasn't enjoying it that much anymore. So I felt like it was something that I had to preempt and get away from, and keep the memories as sweet as I possibly could. Look, I think I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I've had to live the life that I've led for the last 2 decades. I've done what I've loved to do. I've managed to make a career out of it, which not everyone can say. And to a certain extent, I've achieved a lot. And I'm really proud of that. And it's been a great journey. I've made some great friends along the way as well, and I couldn't have asked for more. It's made me the person I am. This has been my identity, and it's given me the life that I lead today. So I can only look back with a smile on my face, and feel extremely fortunate that I got this opportunity to do it this way. I mean, that's all I've done, right? I've done just the squash for so long. I've had the honor and the privilege to play for India. At the biggest multi-sport games. It's been an absolute honor. I've met so many people. I met my wife through this game. So it's been brilliant. My relationship with my dad, for example, is has been based a lot around this game, and we are very close as friends almost. Maybe thanks to that. So there is so much good that has come out of playing this game. I've traveled the world, seen different cultures, learned so much from being on my own in different places in the world, that I'm completely indebted to this experience from this journey that I've had over the last 20 odd years.
Saurav Ghoshal is India's only male squash player to enter the world's top 10 rankings, achieving it in April 2019.
Yes, look, it's a dream that was there. I worked really hard for it, and thankfully it happened for me in April 2019. I would have loved to make single digits as well, but unfortunately I couldn't pull that off. But yeah, I mean, being top 10 in the world in a sport like squash, where India hadn't really had a rich lineage to go by in the past, is something that I'm very very proud of. I think it was a great week. I kind of put together some very good phases of play in that week. I knew I was in pretty decent form, but obviously it was a question of putting it all together against some very very good players. I think especially in the final against Miguel Rodriguez, who's a fantastic player, and he's done unbelievably well for himself and for Colombia on the PSA World Tour. I think I played very, very smartly, and I'm very, happy with the fact that I could execute the plans that I had put in place before going into that match, and winning a 50K bronze event is not easy on the PSA World Tour, and it'll always hold a nice place in my heart. No, I mean, I think the discussion was on, but I hadn't known for sure that that was going to be my last match. I wish I had finished on a slightly higher note, but I came back, and I think I sat down with the people who are close to me, and I think that's when the real kind of deep discussions happened, and we came to the conclusion that this was the best time to say goodbye. Like I said, playing for India has been the biggest honor. Obviously, playing for India, the workload in terms of tournaments is reduced significantly. So we're talking like 2 3 weeks in a year compared to like 20 25 weeks on the PSA World Tour. Obviously, training still goes on, but the tournaments is what takes the most out of you. So I think that gives me the chance to kind of at least try to play for India. Hopefully, the mind will have the desire and the hunger to produce at the highest level, and the body will respond, in tow almost, and I can do something special for India moving forward. But yeah, I mean, playing for India has been, it's very special. It's That's the hardest thing to let go. But yeah, I mean, I have to earn my spot, and I have to do it to the highest level. So I hope I can do it, and I hope I can do it for a little while longer.
With squash making its debut in the 2028 LA Olympics, is the door closed for Saurav Ghoshal to represent India in LA 2028?
I mean, look, that's obviously a sweet kind of goal to have. Uh, I'd be lying if I said that that wasn't at the back of my mind. But at this point in time, that's 4.5 years away. I have to take it one tournament at a time, 1 year at a time to see where I'm at. We don't know the qualification criteria yet, but obviously the PSA rankings will play a part, and that door is kind of closed for me now. Maybe the regional championships like the Asian Games will give me an opportunity, and if there is an opportunity, then I will try my best to make it. Look, I mean, I don't think I'm the right person to answer that question because I'm the so-called protagonist in this case. I think I'll leave it to, the Indian squash fraternity in general to kind of, answer that. But I do hope that, whatever I've done has helped to take Indian squash to the next level on the world stage, and given us and everyone and the next generation's hope and belief that we can produce at the highest level. And hopefully, Indian squash will go from strength to strength in the years to come. Yeah, I mean, winning those medals is the biggest thing. It's been the most gratifying of everything. Being part of something special as a country. Like the Asian Games last year, our biggest medal haul. You just feel an immense amount of pride that you were part of something that special. So playing for India winning medals for India has always been the biggest kind of pull for me. It's been the best experiences. Being with your teammates as well. It's a different experience from the PSA World Tour, where a lot of the times you're alone a little bit and kind of playing for yourself, whereas here you're playing for your country. So I think it's a great experience for anyone who hasn't had it. I think that's what you should kind of aim for and really try to achieve. And it'll be something that you will hold with the utmost love in your heart for as long as you can remember. I think it's a tough one, but I think my individual Commonwealth Games bronze medal in 22 is something which you know like I never kind of like break down and stuff, but that day like I was overwhelmed with emotion because it was like a lifelong quest to kind of to get that individual medal. So I think that is something that I like really I'm proud of. Winning the team goals at the Asian Games is huge as well. But if I had to pick one, I think it would probably be the Commonwealth Games bronze individual medal.